2024 has been an interesting year so far. These first 2 weeks have been like insane, but we're coming back today with a brand new video, a A1 game review, and today is Marvel Spider-Man 2. Y'all could probably tell this was coming because we didn't had a lot of clips. I didn't catch all the clips of my gameplay because I didn't play it all on stream. Very great game. Let's get into the review. Spider-Man 2 did not deserve Game of the Year. Congratulations, Baldur's Gate 3, a game I've not yet finished, but will rightfully won Game of the Year. While Spider-Man 2 is an amazing game, it cannot stack up to this year's competition. On top of it coming out so late, Spider-Man 2 did not deserve Game of the Year. Insomniac Studios has not missed with the past few Spider-Man games. So before getting into this one, hopes were really high. And well, I wasn't disappointed. At the time of this recording, I have about 26 hours played in Marvel Spider-Man 2. Yes, I did 100% the game. It took me about 4 days of playing to actually finish the entire game. That's getting the remaining trophies as well. I played this game on a second to hardest difficulty, which I kind of regret because it felt easy. Not enough information on New Game Plus yet for me to decide if I'm going to play it again in New Game Plus, but for right now it's not worth playing again and getting everything all over from scratch. I just don't want to regrind for my suits. And speaking of game feeling too easy, there's surprisingly a new mode this year. A very easy mode for new players, maybe new gamers, to try out and kind of just get a feel for the game without worrying about failing or dying in game. So I thought that was interesting. So this Spider-Man game is extremely welcoming to all varieties of gamers. I played this game in performance mode. Although I started off in Infidelity, I switched and I found performance mode a little bit more enjoyable. It was the higher frames, I'm believing, is what made me like it more. It was less stuttery in my experience. I played in performance, Infidelity. If you choose to play that, I'm not knocking it, just giving you the information on how I enjoyed the game. Nostalgia does have a role to play in this game. It doesn't hurt you to have not played any past Marvel Spider-Man games, but you will run into a few side missions and side characters who you may get confused by. And speaking of side missions, there's a few, one in particular that hits a little too close to heart. Damn you, Insomniac, for making me cry over a character. You can play through this game as both Peter and Miles, switching in between whenever you feel the need or whenever the story demands. So certain missions for Peter, certain missions for Miles, and then you can choose whichever one. They got different suits. Some of them are the same, but you can switch between. And I found one of these characters more enjoyable than the other, but I doubt this time had anything to do with swagger. Miles Morales felt a lot easier to play, well, more fun to play than Peter Parker did. Maybe because early game Peter Parker, his abilities did not seem comparable. They weren't as fun or flashy as Miles, and even his combat is a little stiff. But I did enjoy Miles. Of course, the lightning is dope. He ends up getting a new lightning color, blue lightning. But ultimately, Miles is a lot more flashy in his combat. And I gotta be honest, his combat looks a lot more, not a little, a lot more violent compared to Peter's until he gets the symbiote suit. You start off the game with Miles with his regular yellow lightning abilities. Like I said before, you do end up getting the blue lightning. And then with Pete, you start with the spider arms, and then you get the Venom suit, the symbiote, and you unlock new abilities. That makes him a lot more fun to play, in my opinion, but he still kind of fights stiff. Although the symbiote abilities seem to be able to match up with Miles' lightning, we do end up getting to see which of these abilities would come out on top against each other. And I mean, slight spoiler here, we get a boss battle between Miles Morales and Pete in the symbiote suit before it's fully taking control of his mind. And yeah, you do get to play as Miles Morales here. There's really no choice as which character you're gonna play, but we get to knock some sense into Pete, and it's quite a flashy fight. A lot of anime references, and I thought that was extremely dope. The story of this game was done well, and the pacing was amazing. Again, I'm someone who beat it in like 4 days, and I did side missions basically all before the end game. This game was amazingly paced in my opinion, because I went at it how I wanted to. And at the same time, if you do play the main story, you don't really miss out on any extra abilities. Still fun. I'm just a side mission hunter. This is what I do in games. That's why I can't finish Elden Ring. We all knew Peter was going to get the symbiote suit because it's Spider-Man. We knew that's what the story was going to go into. What surprised me about it all is how he got the suit. Ultimately, his relationship with the symbiote entirely kind of surprised me. And I think I might have caught some things not everyone might have realized. In the beginning, Harry Osborn is the one to start out with the symbiote suit. That was a surprise all within itself, because I didn't know he ever had the suit at any point. Thanks to some people in the comments. You've told me that he had it. And this story, the way they done it, I'm not sure how it follows in the comics, but I enjoyed it. Well, Harry having the suit and Harry and Peter meeting up and hanging out, you really get a sense of Harry's kind of infatuation with Pete. You get to see Harry's true love and his connection to Pete to a different degree. I'm not saying anything sexual about this relationship. You can tell he truly admires his friend. And I think that was really cool, but it's also probably why we got the Venom we got in this game. And I say this because that infatuation with Pete that Harry has, I believe the symbiote took on that emotion, and while Harry eventually ends up seeing Pete get hurt, the symbiote takes on Harry's emotion in that moment with rage and anger of someone who he's infatuated with, and ultimately just enhances all of those emotions. So now Harry is enraged, the symbiote is enraged, and the entire purpose and goal right now is to protect my friend. That's what Harry was trying to do, and the symbiote was enhancing that. But seeing how badly Peter was hurt, the symbiote itself is almost instinctively acting on its own via Harry's emotions that has been feeding this thing this entire time to save my friend. The symbiote chooses to bond with Peter on its own, but hey, it learned from Harry that this is who we care for, this is who we need to protect. How can I protect and care for this person? Me bond with him and save him. That's kind of how we get the symbiote on Pete. And I think that's how, in that moment, the rage Harry felt is what transferred this symbiote into Venom as it's on top of Pete. Because the moment the symbiote switches, Peter's anger is intensified as soon as he's up off of the ground. Again, that the feelings of anger that Harry felt is in the symbiote and now has transferred into Pete. Because the dialogue that Peter has at this moment completely gets more and more aggressive from that point going on, especially when it comes to the antagonist. It later goes and spills into his friends, but that's the key moment that I'm seeing in this game. The symbiote suit has Harry emotions, those transfer to Pete, then Pete's further amplified anger starts amplifying the suit even more. So I'm basically saying in this game, Venom only has the desires of Harry. That's how we got Venom. To be close with his best friend and look after him and get rid of all threats that get in between that desire. In other words, Venom is the manifestation of a trauma response. That could be a reach there, but that's where I'm piecing up the story. Insomniac still did an amazing job with adding twists to the story of Spider-Man that fans of all backgrounds could appreciate and enjoy. Now, let me talk to you about some of my favorite boss battles in this game. Miles versus Peter is right there amongst my favorite boss battles. That fight was epic. Really great fight. Peter versus Venom is another favorite. This game is filled with things, but I'm only gonna list 3, and this was a tough one. I was stuck between our very first fight with Sandman, but I felt like that was kind of a cop-out. So I'm gonna throw in Scream here. That fight, there's a lot going on in it, and it's honestly underrated. Those are my top 3 boss battles in this game. Now for the controversy stuff about the suits. I am going to stick to 3 suits. Only 3. And that's not 3 Peter suits, and that's not 3 Miles suits. Only 3 suits out of the entire collection. My 3 favorite suits is 1. No particular order. The Kumo suit. I know a lot of people might not like this suit, but swinging around on this, it looked amazing. It felt beautiful, especially with the color variation I chose. This suit was incredibly dope to me. The Brooklyn 2099 suit for Miles. Incredibly dope suit. The colors, again, they pop. They just swinging around and fighting, and they just stand out and they look cool as hell. My third, and probably my most favorite. Like I said, they're no in real order, but this suit is special. The Secret Wars Civil War suit is so cool in this game. Like, we get the added glider wings in this game, and the Secret War suit has its own special wings. I thought that was so cool, so that suit had to go up here, and if I could pick a 1, that'd be a strong contender. Now to get into my least favorite suits. The Life Story suit. Now, the reason I didn't like this suit is because you got it at the end of the game will you notice it at the end of the game? For Peter, basically when you finish all of the side quests that he has with the May Foundation. I forget the name of the foundation that him and Harry creates, but you basically get this suit for completing all those side quests and beating the game. But you get this suit on Miles earlier if you play the side missions. This suit sucks in my opinion. It's like a fake space / Ant-Man suit. It's ugly because, like I said before, Pete looks pudgy in this game and none of the suits really fit him well. Now, second least favorite suit on the list, Spider-Punk suit. This is where I noticed it. This is where I noticed the pudgy Pete look. I'm not gonna get too harsh on the Spider-Punk look. It just doesn't look well on Pete. That's why it's on the least favorite. And for the third, might be controversial, might not be, the Bariko suit. This suit was not well thought out. It's actually very horrible how you get the suit. You get the suit from playing the side missions from Miles' school. And ultimately, I'm thinking, how do these kids know to make him a Puerto Rican heritage Spider-Man suit? And they don't know his identity. The students at his school do not know Miles is Spider-Man. So why would they be the ones to make him Puerto Rican heritage suit? It didn't make sense. It was poorly thought out. And I'm not sure how canon the suit is, but I felt like it was out of place. And here we are at a special section I like to call the HM for honorable mentions. Let's get into number 1 on the list. The Superior suit. The Superior Spider-Man suit on Pete is probably one of the cleanest looking suits on him other than the Secret War suit. And I think the added difference with the spider legs, super dope. 2 on the list. This is a Miles suit. Smoke and mirror suit that you get from doing the Mysterion missions. Oh my god. This suit is every bit of Power Rangers. It is every bit of Power Rangers. This suit was done really, really well. It's really dope, really amazing. Now for the last suit on my honorable mention section. King in Black. This suit, look, I was gonna pick the Carnage suit, but King in Black got a little more. It just, we not finna say it, but it got that extra Miles touch to it. King in Black is a super, super dope suit. Some of the colors I'm not really feeling, but still, the design of it, I thought it was incredibly different than most of the other suits that Miles has. Miles has a lot of variety in his suits that do look better than majority of Pete suits. But again, I think Pete suits only look bad because they made him pudgy in this game and they just don't fit him well anymore. So thank you guys for watching this YouTube video. This has been a review on Marvel Spider-Man 2. Long awaited. Shout out to Baldur's Gate 3 for winning Game of the Year. Spider-Man came out just a little too late. Even if it came out earlier, I highly doubt it was going to win. This year was stacked with great games. I hope you got a chance to play some of those great games, including this one. I enjoyed every bit of playing this game and completing it. And I can't wait for the New Game Plus edition so I can play it again. I want to play it on harder difficulty. I got to get my fill. You understand me? So, again, my name is Jay Prince. Please hit that subscribe button to help the channel grow. Like the video to help push it in the algorithm. And comment some of these games that you guys are looking forward to this year, as well as how you feel about these reviews. Until next time, you guys, have a good one. I'm out.